Hello everybody, how are you? I am a little bit more tan because it's ridiculously hot in Washington State. And it's just that time of year where, you know, you're going outside and you're hoping to get a little sunscreen before you bake your face a little bit. Okay, today, super excited. I have the new ABH Norvina collection palette. This is, hold on. This one looks like this. This is the Pro Pigment Palette 5 and looks like this. I have never used this before and my husband bought it for me. Yay me, a man that actually supports my addiction in a good way. Anyway, he picked this up for me. He thought it was really beautiful and I posted it on Instagram. A number of you guys said yes, you would like me to come back and do 3 looks with this one palette. So I'm gonna do that. I have a couple thoughts. First of all, it is hot. I finally did get my air conditioning fixed, which is better than some people in Western Washington that don't have air conditioning because it doesn't ever get that hot, and now we have record heat waves. So I'm gonna tell you what I got on my face to start with, since I am all kind of glowy and tan, or more tan. I actually did a deep condition on my hair. First time I've dried my hair in a week, and it was looking really dry and ragged, so no extension today. I still have a video coming on that. So let me show you what I've got on my face right now, just to kind of bring you up to speed. I didn't film the application of it because I knew I wanted to get into the palette, and that's kind of what we're all here for. So I do have the hourglass? Yeah. The hourglass eyebrow pencil spoolie thing. I think it's a good color for me. Picked this up recently. This is the Natasha Denona Magic Primer, and it says Anti-Shine Flawless Face Base. So I have not really played around with this. I've only used it a couple times. I saw her recommend it. Of course, it's her product. And I thought, you know what, with it being as hot as it is, we've got to run out and get some groceries and run some errands and stuff like that. I figured I might as well try it. I went over the top of that with her Face Glow foundation. This is an SPF 15. I got it in shade, I think this is shade 40. It was a little too light. A little more color than I thought I did. Applied over the top of it a little of the Pat McGrath foundation. This is her Sublime Skin Fetish. This is light medium 14. Seemed to work a little bit better, but because I wanted a little bit of that sort of, you know, bronzy summery glow, I did use the Too Faced Chocolate Gold Soleil bronzer, which I love. I can't say that I've hit pan, but you definitely can see that I've gotten through the embossing on the top of it. And it still smells a little bit like chocolate, which is maybe a good thing, maybe not a good thing. The last couple things I already have on my face, lip combination I have, weird high-end, low-end combo. This is from LA Girl. This is the Perfect Precision Lip Liner in Blushing. So that's what I've got lining my lips, which is a little bit more of a mauve color. You can't really see it. It's a little bit more of a mauve color. But then I have the Pat McGrath Labs. This one's called Skin Flicks, and it's a little bit more of a, I don't know, brighter, lighter, sparkly. I've used this color in Cabo and I forget to use it at home. I don't know why. And then for concealer, I've got a little of the e.l.f. HD Lifting Concealer, just kind of under my eyes a little bit. They were looking a little tired in all reality. And then for fun, this is a weird story-ish. This is the MAC, one of the MAC blushes in Peach Twist, and I like it. Why MAC blush, though? Well, so, and I didn't bring it in here. I'll do another video. Of course, because that's what I do, is I do videos. I'll do a video on some of the stuff that I picked up, but in a nutshell. Oh, and then I used that, sorry, I probably should have said this. This is the Too Faced Peach Perfect finishing powder. I used that. Followed by a little of the Iconic London setting spray. This is the Prep, Set, and Glow. And you gotta shake it up, and it's like a rose gold, whatever else. So I'm especially glowy, but I didn't use any highlighter, so that's kind of what I used, is sort of a all over, give your face a not flat kind of a look and be sort of glowy and highlightery. Okay, so let me go back to my story since I got off track here. We were traveling and I realized out of the 8 million gazillion blushes that I own, I didn't actually take one with me. So I had to stop. We were at an airport, stopped at a MAC counter, and I picked up 2 blushes and then 2 lipsticks. And then when we were going back through the same airport, my husband says, oh, we got some time, do you wanna go to the MAC counter? I picked up a few more things. So anyway, that blush that I have on was actually a freebie. They gave me that. Okay, let's get into this. So this is funny. So I don't have a ton of ABH. This is my sum total of my ABH eyeshadow palette collection. I did do a video on which one? This one here. This is the Jackie Aina I still don't know how to pronounce her name. This is a gorgeous palette. I made a mess out of it when I used it, but it has so much versatility, and I really love this. And now that I'm looking at it again, this is going to be a good late summer, early fall palette. So if you have that, bring this back out again. Let's play with this. I'm going to probably use this. Here, I need to, because I think I've only used it a few times, and why have it, especially for the price tag on these things. Okay, I do have this one. This is the Amrezy palette, and I think this is a dupe for another one that I have. Well, no, the other one that I have is a dupe for this one. But this is brand new and has never been used, and it does have some similarities to the Jackie Anna palette, but it's similar but different. And I'm noticing a theme with the browns and the purples and a pop of other color. This one's got that turquoise that's just gorgeous in here. Haven't used this at all. I don't remember, I picked it up on sale and then I stuck it on my shelf. So I need to get into this. If you pick this up and you're interested in some inspiration to get back into it, let me know. This one I've used and I loved. This is the Soft Glam 2 palette. I have a dupe for the Soft Glam, so I didn't buy the big one, but I picked this up as just kind of a easy, quick, fast, neutral, fantastic way to get some color on the eyeballs and get to work in a fast way. This performed beautifully. The packaging is nice too, because it's like a velvet velour-y type, but it hasn't gotten dirty, so it's really nice. And then this is, my husband picked this one up for me. This actually we picked up in Vegas. This is the only other of the big Norvina Pro palettes that I have, in addition to the new one that he also picked up for me. This one I really want to get into, especially right now that I have some color on my skin. How crazy are these shades? These are so bold and so pretty. There's other of the Norvina Pro palettes that I'm interested in, and I was very tempted. I think maybe next time there's a sale I might pick up some more. I just don't usually gravitate towards these really big palettes, but it's a nice solid plastic case. The mirror's a nice size. This doesn't have all the neutrals that I need to be for like an everyday palette, but for a pop of color, for, you know, the summer nights, going out, whatever. I think this one might have to go on vacation with me the next time. I got a trip planned in August with the whole family, so that might be the one I take on there. When I look at this bad boy, I know this is a purple palette, right? You see purples, but there's so many cool toned and warmed tone neutrals in here. I thought, you know what, for a random day, let's do 3 looks with this. I've got some clean brushes in front of me. I don't have any eyelid primer on. Let's see what I've got here. Let's do the Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas Eye Base, since it's conveniently located. In fact, I'm going to grab one of these brushes and I'll use that to apply it. So I'll just take a little of this on a brush. I should give it more time to dry down than I am, but because these colors are so vibrant, I really wanted to, oh my word, I should probably pull my hair back, huh? I really wanted to use an eye base to give that color a platform and a reason to shine, as opposed to having it compete with my normal regular discolored eyelids. This is a great eye base, and I don't use it every day. It is brightening, but it is a good base. Oh my gosh, I look like I've been out wearing like goggles with the sun. Do you guys like ABH palettes? Do you guys have any of these? Comment down below. Okay, let's get into this. This is so pretty. I don't even know where I want to start. There's way more than 3 looks, and if you guys follow Patty Alonso, I think she does 5 or 6 looks with this palette already. So I don't get anything in PR, so this is everybody else has already done this, but I love the concept. I love these colors. I just really wanted to add it to my collection. Oh, I do have something. Hold on. When I saw this palette, I was like, that reminds me of another palette I have in my collection. This one I picked off of Shop Miss A. This is it A2O? Yeah, it's not AOA Studio, but it's A2O. And I did a video on this, and I saw this palette, and I'm like, okay, this has just a similar vibe with the purples and the cool tone neutrals. This one it's kind of destroyed because I've used it and I really enjoyed it. I'll link the video if I remember. But anyway, this palette reminded me of this. It is now, on looking at it, it's significantly darker. But if you want to see if it's a dupe, let me know, and maybe I'll put them side to side and see if I can come up with similar looks with both these palettes, since my first inclination was that this A2O Vanity palette was a dupe for it. Let's get into this one. We're getting into the, am I recording? I'm recording, okay. We're gonna get into the Norvina palette. I'm gonna do 3 looks. So I'm gonna do a look here, and then we'll do a final look on both eyes at the same time. We're not doing this in any particular order here, but I'm gonna take this kind of mustardy color right here, which says that it's E4. I feel like that's like gonna be a Who Sank My Battleship. My thing is I gotta remember that I'm only doing one eye and not to pop over and start working on the other eye too. That was a good choice as a transition shade, hey? Let's give him, are you too far away? I can scoot in a little bit. You know, when you look at a palette and it's all purple and you think, how can I wear that as an everyday palette? This shade right here, E4, that becomes your everyday wearable shade. An eyeliner and some mascara and then you're out the door. Okay, let's try, I'm gonna stick with this row right here. So I'm gonna try this kind of mauve-y color. It's called E2. Just a little bit on the crease here. Wow, these take literally no effort to blend into each other. I forget how good this formula is. I'm gonna use this. This is a little bit firm, so I'm gonna have to blend it out with a fluffy brush, but I'm gonna go into this darker kind of eggplanty color called E5. And I'm just gonna, I stippled a little bit of it on here, but I'm gonna put a little bit of it up against the lash line. And I am concentrating it towards the bottom. I just had that thought that this is gonna be one of those days where every eye look I do, I like, and then I'm gonna be like, I don't wanna take it off. Okay, I did leave a little bit of a gap. Like I didn't blend it all the way up. I'm gonna take that, that first shade E4, which was kind of like the mustardy color, and what, I didn't grab any more product, but I'm gonna use that brush to kind of soften up around that edge here. And here's the thing with makeup, so much of it is optical illusion. You give yourself the shape, the definition, the whatever that you didn't get naturally. It's not catfishing. Oh my gosh. Speaking of catfishing, you guys started talking about mask fishing yet? Where you think somebody's super cute and then they take their mask off and you go, oh yeah, not so much. The E1 I'm gonna use here on my movable lid. Wow. Anyway, the mask fishing. It's like hat fishing. Just the same brush that I used with that mustard color. The guy takes his hat off and you realize he's either significantly older or significantly less endowed with the follicles than you assumed when he had the hat on. Not judging. Not judging. We wear makeup. It's the same thing. Take my makeup off and all of a sudden I am not as polished as I was when I had makeup on. I feel like I've got a lot of makeup on right now. I think it's that glow setting spray. Well, in the front. Well, it's the whole thing. The whole thing is. Okay. That's actually way prettier than I thought. I used every shade on this row except for this one right in the middle. I'm going to put that on my lower lash line. I think that's going to have to go down below. I've got a little transfer. I'm going to grab another little brush here and we're going to put this down right underneath this to kind of brighten up. Add something a little bit more interesting down there. Okay, we need some mascara. What do I've got handy here? Probably ought to change these out around. This is the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. We're gonna throw on a little bit of this. Give me just 1 second here. I'll be right back. All right, look number 1 down. It's not crazy. It's not a bold purple look at all. It's not. But I think it's super flattering and I really like it, and now I can't get, okay, now I got into it and I couldn't get the thing open. And I stuck with this whole 1 row. So if you can do a look with all 1 row, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 looks, but I think that's not how you use this palette. I think that you can really use this palette with some squares, even some diagonals. You've got some different looks. I think there's a lot of ways you can put this together without having to think too much. So we're gonna go a little darker. This is a perfectly fine daytime wearable look. In fact, I could wear this to a Zoom meeting, like this side. It's completely fine. We're gonna go a little bold. I wanna do something darker, richer, smokier with the next row up. So we're gonna start with D4. D4 is this. These 2 colors look very similar. We're gonna do that one. I feel like D5 has a little shimmer to it. I'm not swatching anything, sorry. Do you guys do that when you get a palette? Do you actually go through and swatch it and plan your looks? Or do you dig your brush in and hope for the best? Okay, as dark as that is, it's actually shearing out very beautifully. What brush is this? This is just a Morphe brush. And I'm not sure what number of Morphe brush. So I barely tipped into it, grabbed some pigment. It was super pigmented, but it is shearing out and it is not skipping. Wow, what a change with the palette that I've been using this last week. I like that. All right, you know what? I'm gonna take the same brush and I'm gonna go into D5. Let's see if that looks any darker or deeper or more interesting on the lid than the first one. coming down a little bit. Oh wow, that's way more pigmented. I feel like I barely tipped my brush into there. That's so pretty. I'm gonna drag a little of this down here too. Connect the colors. This brush is significantly fatter and fluffier than what I needed to grab. Gonna have a good makeup day. I hope you guys are excited about this stuff. I think it's kind of fun. I do have some bronzes and some shimmers and stuff, and I really, really want to use this shade right here. It's kind of a bronze. I love purples and bronze colors, so to get these two in the same, oh my gosh, it is so creamy. To get these two in the same row, that makes complete sense to me. Wow. Were you guys excited about this palette, or did you look at it and go, okay, that looks similar to other palettes that they've done or other palettes that I have? Or did you go, no, I'll wait for a sale, it's cost prohibitive? I completely respect that. Now I gotta get into this sparkly confetti looking one. This one is called D2. I said before I wasn't gonna use this, but I'm not gonna use it on my face. This is the Milani Make It Last. And here's the reason. It's not that it's a bad setting spray. It's one spray is like you've been shot in the face. That's just not a good, it's not a good look. Okay, we're gonna grab in it. Now that I've gotten my brush damp, I'm gonna go back in and pick up some of that. It feels very glittery. This might be a bad idea. I'm gonna pop a little bit over the top of it here. See what that does to that shimmer that I laid down first. Okay, very pretty. Yeah, this is a good date night combination. 100%. I'll pick up a little bit more to evenly distribute it. That is a really pretty glitter. I didn't look to see if it wasn't appropriate for eyeshot or for eyes, but we're gonna leave it alone. Okay, now I want to go into, it didn't really give me kind of an inner corner highlighter. I'm gonna go back into this shade right here, which is E1 on my inner corner, just to kind of brighten that up a little bit, since we've already used that shade before. And then I'm gonna go into D3. Is this like a bingo, or who's saying my battleship? This is a dark, dark, dark purpley black color with suspended gold in it. And I'm gonna use that on my lash line. I love these palettes where I don't actually need to grab a separate eyeliner, that everything is right here. Smokier, darker, richer, funner, significantly more purpley. Let me put some mascara on, I'll be right back. 2 looks down. For different reasons, I like them. This is definitely your date night fun. It's sultry purple, but it works. I love that combination of the brown, the bronze color. Oh my gosh, you guys see that on my finger? It's a blood blister from paddleboarding. It's a long story. Anyway, sorry, it looks trashy. So I love that bronze. That glitter was actually kind of a fun way to sort of sparkle it up. But those purples blended so, so well. You look at them in the pan, I thought, okay, why did they give us 2 purples that are the same color? They're not. This came out so much more rich and like a true plum. And this one buffed out and sheared out so beautifully. This is fantastic. That I'm so excited. This is a great everyday wearable look that's not crazy. I've got work, I've got date night. I need to pick another one. I've got 3 more rows that we haven't even touched into. I need to pick another one of these and do something for today, and I think I know what I'm gonna do with it. They give you these, there's like a couple sparkly greens in here. Oh, I want to do all of them. I'm so excited to have this palette in my collection, you guys. Okay, I'm gonna take this off, I'll be right back. All right, this is one of those times where I probably should have taken the time to touch up some makeup, but I'm just so excited I can't do it. I gotta get into this palette and keep playing. So, I did go back in, and now of course I've got glitter all over everything. I did go back in and use the Clean Canvas Eye Base to prime my eyelids, as well as a little tiny bit of, this is like a moisturizing primer, silicone-free priming moisturizer. I don't remember even where I got this. It was probably a subscription thing, but it's here and it's actually relatively moisturizing. There are 3 sort of minty green colors in here. There's this one that's a white with like a green shift to it. Sorry, there's glare on here. White with like a green shift to it that looks like chalk in the pan. I'm very interested. Then there's this sort of shimmery, sort of Granny Smith apple acid green. And then there's this one here that has a little bit of a green shift to it. It's more like a silver with the green. I don't know. I'm gonna do something with this taupe up here. This is A4, and we're just going all over here. There's a few shades up here in this corner that I'm dying to use, that my eye just initially gravitated towards, and it's not not those greens. This palette to me, even though you see all of the purples, for me, I see the bronzy taupe, richer colors. That's what interested me the most. It's like it's a cool tone palette, but a rich cool tone palette, if that makes sense. Can a lady of a certain age get multiple looks from the same palette? Looks that we'd leave the house in. Does that make it a good value? Kind of always a question we'd like to ask here. I'm going to grab this shade right here, which is A5, and we're going to darken this up just a little bit here. I saw something pop up on Reddit, and I'm not on Reddit very often, but I saw something pop up on Reddit, and they were talking about people with some vocal issues, vocal things. One of them is called vocal fry, and that's when you drop your voice down kind of low. It's probably a bad example, but I'm doing it off the cuff here. And they were talking about people that do that and how the vocal fry is super annoying. And I think you hear it in certain songs. One example that comes to mind is when Britney Spears did Baby Baby, just like, oh, baby, baby, at the beginning of it. That was a bad example, but you know what I mean? Like, it's like you drop it down low and it's a little, I'm gonna say froggy, but I think it's supposed to be sexier. I don't know. So that's vocal fry. And then the other thing that I learned is something called uplifting. I just did it. Where you say something and it's like you end high, like you're asking a question, but it's not really a question. And I think the Kardashians really started doing that, but I saw some other YouTubers. I think what was I doing? I was trying to get some reports done last week or week before last. And I just had some videos playing of different beauty YouTubers. And once I became aware of uplifting and vocal fry, it started irritating me. And I don't know if it's always irritated me or if it's just now something because I'm aware of it now, I'm picking up on it. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I get why that can be aggravating to some people. Now you're gonna have to let me know, is this something that you guys notice as well? And am I guilty of it? Do I do that too? And then now I gotta go back and edit my stuff and make sure that I'm not doing too much of a vocal fry or uplifting. Those colors are very pretty together. I'm just really digging this. I need to go into one of these two bronzy shades here. I think I'm going to use this of the darker one on the outer, and then so that one's B5, and then I'll use B4 a little bit further in. It is very, very creamy. Oh, so pretty. I can honestly see using this palette every single day. Going back into that bronze, that shade is so creamy and shimmery and just, wow. In love. In absolute love. Now, when you guys put on eyeshadow, if you're just putting on eyeshadow for the day, right? Whether you're going to work, you've got work, or you're running errands or whatever else, you're probably not taking the time to dip into all the shades. And that is true with me. Although the other day I was trying to do just a simple neutral look. I swear I used like 9 different eyeshadows to create the simple look and still wasn't happy with it. Story for another day, I guess. But this is really beautiful. So I've got a clean brush here. I'm just going to kind of buff that out. This doesn't give me maybe some of the fun colors, the oranges or whatever else. But to me, this is a palette that I could pretty much use for a month, not get tired of it. I've got a couple fun things, but definitely some opportunities to make it sort of smoky and fun for date night or something bold for date night or, you know, fun for the weekends. Just scratch my nose here. That's fun. I do that sometimes. This one right here on my finger. I did clean it off a little bit. And I'm going to put it on the next part. Oh, it's really creamy too. Next part of my movable lid. I'm not going to go all the way into the center because I want to use a lighter color there. Oh. What? Did you guys get away from ABH eyeshadows? Because I did. I've got a couple of them, but I don't use them. And I don't know why. This one, that shade is a little bit more of a dusty, plummy color. It's a softer shade. And it wasn't really what I was expecting, but I love it. Holy smokes. Okay, I'm going to grab A2, which is this gold shade right here. And that's going into the inner part of my movable lid. I think that one has some kick up to it. And I do intentionally do lighter in the center and darker on the outside to give my eyes a little bit of that optical illusion that they're not quite so close together, because lighter colors bring it out, darker colors recede. and I'm trying to give my eyes a little bit more dimension, a little bit more openness by doing these optical illusions, because I do have close set hooded eyes, and I do apparently err on the side of cross-eyedness if I'm not careful, so I usually do a lighter color on the inside. I love these plans, you know, when you're doing 3 looks of one palette and you don't really have a game plan going into it. You just kind of go to wherever the creativity takes you. This palette now has me all kinds of inspired. I really do want to use some of the other colors, but not today. I hate to do anything to gank it up here. Hold on. You know what? I think I might use this dark chocolate shade out here. This is C5. As a kind of liner. I would have preferred an angle brush. This is actually a flat, firm brush, but we're just going to stamp that in right here. And I do have some of the other shade that I drugged down there, but I'm stamping that in to just sort of define that lash line a little bit more. Again, who needs eyeliner when everything is in this one palette? I was gonna play some music and speed things up, but I seem to have babbled this whole time, so I hope you guys are down with that. I know some of you really enjoy and really miss the application videos. That's what got me into it. You know, sometimes just talking about makeup gets a little boring from both sides, the people that are doing it and the people that are watching it. And I love the application videos. They may not be as popular, but and neither am I, if you guys see my subscriber count, but I'm still in love with the application videos. I still really, really do enjoy them. I do need to put on some mascara. So let me clean this up a little bit and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. My battery's blinking at me like it's gonna be dying here, but final thoughts. Yes. This is a fantastic palette. I don't get anything in PR, like I said earlier, so I'm not getting paid to do this. This is just my honest opinion. I was excited about it because of these darker, richer colors. I love a combination of a bronzy shade with the purples. I love the dark, rich chocolates. These kind of shimmery shades are very fascinating. I'm gonna have to come back and play with these again at another time. That's what those look like right there. Actually really stunning. I think it's a way you could take a look like this and really amp it up. Not going to as much as I want to right now. All right, you guys, I hope you guys are doing really well. If you are new here, thank you so much for stopping by. You tried and true girlfriends, I really appreciate you guys coming back around. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button, ring the bell so you get notified. I do tend to upload Wednesdays and Fridays right now, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, and I throw in extra videos by request. While this is a request, I'm working on my July videos. I am a full-time employee, a full-time mom, a wife, and I do YouTube, and I'm a full-time student too. So I have a lot on my plate, which means I pre-film a lot of stuff. If I get requests for things or something that comes in, BoxyCharm subscription, something else that's interesting, new releases, something that interests me, interests you guys, follow me over on Instagram, I will upload something like maybe on a Monday or a Saturday just to kind of shake things up a little bit and give you guys your content earlier than my normal regular schedule. So hope you guys are doing really well. Stay cool, stay in air conditioning, go from your air conditioning car to your air conditioning apartment or house or office or whatever, but stay cool, don't overheat, drink plenty of fluids, lots of water. I hope you guys are enjoying your summer, and until my next video, bye for now.